Hi there, everyone. How are you doing? It's Jeff C. It is Thursday, August the 28th, and we are rapidly approaching an anniversary. I'm sure you are mostly aware. I mean, it's hard not to be aware, especially if you are exposed in any way, shape, or form to the corporate media, which loves to code things and loves to build things up. Stories are released on purpose. Stories are fabricated. Numbers are inserted. Mind control, of course. Fear programming, fear-based programming, trauma-based programming, where they put trauma in your mind, and that's a form of mind control, of course, and all that. So, of course, what I'm talking about, of course, is 9/11. Now, this is the countdown date here. We're 13 days, 4 hours, and 43 minutes till 9/11, basically, right? So I wanted to do this before. I guess it's a good time to do it now because all these stories, of course, are popping up everywhere, as you know, of course. And the first thing I looked up was to see stories dealing with 9/11, right? And there's so many of them. I was going through this. I'll go back to the first page that I was looking at. Here, 149,000 results. This is in the news, and this is 9/11 being searched in Google. And so, like, you have stories, so many coming from today. You know, you've got 9/11 anniversary, significant increase of chatter among. Well, I mean, they're going to tell you that ISIS is dangerous and all this, and there's a really big chance that they could do something awful. Hey, guess what they might do? International Business Times. They might just fly MH370 into a building. Don't believe me? Ask the corporate media, right? 9/11 conspiracy theory, missing jet MH370, and I can't stand when websites do this kind of crap. MH370 could be used in a deadly ISIS attack, right? Go figure, right? And they got a whole story on it. Fear, mind control. That's how they do it. So, you know, you got all these stories. Ron Paul knew, or the government knew that 9/11 was going to happen. Of course they knew. Of course, right? They always know these things. Enemy aside, ISIS is the greatest threat to 9/11. This is a Christian Broadcasting Network here. 7 hours ago, ISIS has Sunday shows discussing the specter of another 9/11. Huffington Post. You know, you know, this one here's the 24th. I mean, they've been putting them in for weeks, right? Or it goes back months. So really, maybe 2-3 months before they start initially putting the stories, and then as you get closer and closer and closer, you start amping up the stories. Then pretty soon, all you're going to see is everything dealing with 9/11, the memorials, you know, all this stuff. Of course, being the 13th year, the 13th anniversary is also significant. So it's if they are going to try something, they love their dates. They love that date because they've done a lot of stuff on that date. Most recently, Benghazi, right? But could they use that date to terrorize us again? Absolutely, right? And of course, they would be putting it all over the media. Here's Ben Swan, Truth and Media. Well, I'd like to believe that, but call for 9/11 transparency. Good luck with that, Ben. I wish you well, Mr. Swan. Malaysian Airlines, there's another one from the similar paper, or a different division. College class of 2018 defined by hashtags and 9/11, right? Mindset list crawls into class of 9/11, all this stuff. Leader admits guilt in 9/11 disability fraud case. This is just from 2 hours ago. Ringleader, right? They're you know, all these different things coming in, and there goes that website again. It just you turn it off, but it comes back on again because they're scumbags. Right? So 9/11 ceremony, right? And you see they're all recent, of course, an hour ago. Aberdeen 9/11 beam dedication, September the 6th. Of course, 6 flip over is 9, 666, right? All these things, they love their dates. There's going to be a shitload of stories. They're going to be all over. Harry Potter hashtags 9/11, right? Bridgeton climbed to honor 9/11 fallen firefighters. All these things. 9/11 cloud may have caused widespread pregnancy, defects most likely, right? I don't feel like clicking on it. Campaign mounts to declassify 9/11's report reference. Vice News. Vice News. Good old trustworthy alternative news. Vice. Biggest joke ever, eh, Shane, you fucking cocksucker? Yeah, don't trust Vice News. Vice News is corporate news, so we talk about that all the time. But they're all over. There's more. Missing MH370 flight may be used to possibly attack us on 9/11. It's not Dabu 7 or Free Radio Revolution that's putting out these headlines, although maybe Dabu's covered it. I don't know. But it's the corporate media that's coming out with all these stories. So, go figure. You got 9. I searched 9 to see, hey, what's going on? 9 in the news. Let's see. What do we got 9? Well, guess what we have? Go figure. Apple iPhone 6. If 6 was 9, event officially set for September the 9th, just 2 days before the anniversary. You can't make this shit up, right? And people wonder why they have things like 5S or whatever, right? Why do they go from Apple 5 to 5S? Because they're waiting for this date. That's what they're doing. They want to have the 6 on September the 9th, 2014. And here you go, 9/9/2014. Wish we could say more. Wish we could, traumatize you more or control your mind more, right? But that's how it works. All these stories dealing with 9 will be popping up everywhere. Okay? They just do. And here, hey, look at this. There's a book. This is off the Boston Globe here, Sweetness Number 9 by Stephen Eric Clark. And here's their little clip here. If the best social satire makes the bitter pill of truth easier to swallow, Sweetness Number 9 quotes it with something better than sugar. This debut novel by Stephen Eric Clark shows up our national obsession with instant gratification as both poisonous and desirable and very, very funny. Guy's got a debut novel and he's already in the Boston Globe. Go figure. Sweetness Number 9. Even this, it looks like an explosion, right? Powder explosion looks like it could be, So that's how they do it. It's very subtle. It gets in the number 9. You think it's an accident that the Boston Globe has a review of Sweetness Number 9 on August the 27th? August the 27th, 2 plus 7, right, equals 9. It's how they do it. It's how they do it, folks. And they do it all the time. Just like International Business Time plays their goddamn crap in the background, even though you stop it, it starts up again because they're fucking scumbags. So, of course, 9 was all over the news yesterday because all over the news, guess what happened? A 9-year-old girl ignited the gun debate. Of course, right? Go figure. Of course it was going to happen, right? And this, of course, happened yesterday, which was the 27th. 2 plus 9 equals... 2 plus 7 equals 9, right? And I think we're all capable of simple arithmetic here. So that becomes the big story of the day. Of course, some people have come out, called it an outright hoax. I was kind of like, I'm not sure, but yeah, it looks like a hoax too, But, even if you take it as truth, well, then it's just a coincidence, right? But if you take it as a hoax, it's something that they set up, of course, to disarm Americans, because you have to constantly feed them the propaganda. You constantly have to get in their head and teach them, like Cenk Uygur says, get the guns out of the house, get the guns out of the house, get the guns out of the house, right? And speaking of Cenk Uygur, so Charles Vaca, right? And look what we've got here. Let's listen into the story that was released on 2/7 yesterday on the Dumb Turds. And nice outfit, Hannah.
Discovery Channel has decided to end their series Sons of Guns. It was a television show that focused primarily on a gun shop called Red Jacket Firearms and their business dealings, which to me personally sounds like the most boring show on the planet anyway.
Well,
but the reason why they canceled
the most boring show on the planet after yours, of course. Had to throw that in.
It is because the owner of that gun shop, Will Hayden, has been arrested for allegedly raping his own daughter. Now, again, this is one of the most disturbing stories I've done in a long time, and apparently he started raping her when she was as young as 11 years old.
Did you hear that? Should I play it again?
Stories I've done in a long time, and apparently he started raping her when she was as young as 11 years old. Now, according to reports, TMZ says that Hayden was rearrested Tuesday.
Hayden was rearrested on Tuesday when cops decided to charge him with a child rape. Hayden was first arrested 2 weeks ago for wrestling his 12-year-old daughter.
I mean, you're using TMZ? All the dumb turds, 100% exposed. Well, they've already been exposed 100 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times over. But there you go. They used the... I didn't even anticipate this, but let's continue.
Decided to charge him with child rape. Hayden was first arrested 2 weeks ago for allegedly molesting his 12-year-old daughter. Also in the affidavit, the victim, which was his daughter, told authorities she did not report the acts because she feared physical abuse from Hayden, who allegedly told the victim, "Don't tell them nothing because I'm all you got."
Well, he sounds like a guy who'd be great on TV. He can speak well.
Funny.
Yeah, very articulate.
That's right, yeah. Wow, that's a horrible story.
Straight in those papers.
Yeah. So he was also arrested on August 9th.
Aha! 9, 9, 11, 9 again. Hayden was also arrested on August 9th. That's how they do it, folks. And if you're confused about that, there's a good guy to watch. Lennon Honor's done this kind of stuff where he says that's how it goes. Look in the stories. Look a month, 2 months before 9/11. Watch all the number 9s and 11s that pop up. They'll be everywhere. And as closer that you get to it, the more it's there. And this is how they drive these things into your cranium. They put it in your subconscious. It's mind control. Whether it's true or not, probably not. It's probably just bullshit. And they do these things every year, right? And it's a reality-based show, and it's about guns. Of course, it's always attacking guns because one of the major objectives of the New World Order is to disarm the Americans so that they can carry out their plans, right? So they're doing it all the time. So 11, Jeff, can you tell us about the number 11? I can tell you a lot about number 11. It's all over the news as well. Yes, the news on number 11. Well, look at this. 31.5 million results in the news for the number 11. How about this? 11 of Australia's most interesting spirits. Grandmother, this is 8 hours ago, abandoned at airport for 11 hours. Airline loses wheelchair using granny for 11 hours. 13 years on, will 9/11 go to trial? Team 11, week, whatever. 11 stocks to buy now at bargain basement prices. Laura Linney. I mean, why would they say 11? Ask yourself this. Nobody says 11. You always say 10, right? 10, the top 10, 10 this, the best 10 things you can do, the top 10 ways to lose weight, the top 10 beers, whatever, fuck. It's always 10. But 11? Right? Well, that's not by accident. How about this? Canadian news. Timmins man killed on Highway 11. Right? FBI. Robber who held up 11 banks strikes again. You can't make this shit up. Right? And guess what? He stands between 5'8" and 5'11". All right? It's. How about this? Assassin's Creed Unity delayed for November 11th. Right? Route 11 bridge in Brewtown or Brewertown shut down. Right? It just goes on and on. There's all these stories with 11. Hillgrove RB named Team 11 Athlete of the Week. Man-woman accused of torturing 11-year-old boy. 11 of the worst kind of smartphone notifications on Earth. Okay, now, look, this is a perfect example. Again, just like I showed you with Laura Linney there and the 11 stocks or whatever the fuck that crap was. There's no way you would say 11. Alright? The only reason they're saying 11 is because they're programming you. They're putting this in your subconscious. How about this? Lindsay Lubby called quits after 11 elections. You can't make this shit up. Right? It's everywhere. 11 rare apps that were yanked from... Why is it 11? Because it's the Business Insider. Right? The Business Insider... right, that will start automatically playing stuff and all that. There's your 11 rare apps that were yanked from Apple's App Store. And just happened to be released today. Why is it 11, right? Florida man faces jail after feeding 15 rare tortoises in a container with 11 or more creatures. 11. New York assistant principal caught changing son's 11 of his son. You can't Gotta be shitting me. Oh, changing 11 of his son's exams and course grades, right? That's Gawker, eh? Assistant principal fined for charging his son's failing grades 11 times. Ron Paul, the government, of course, knew about 9/11. 11 ways to solve rape better than nail polish. Look at this shit. 4 hours. Now, I hadn't gone through this all before. I just did the search. I didn't go page after page. England ranked 9th. Oh, you can't make this up. Oh, this is the best of them all. This is the best ever. My word, I'm going to have fun with this. Let's just check this out. England ranked 9th out of 11 countries for children's well-being. You know, I gotta say, you can't make this fucking shit up. That's from today. Jump to comments. Do you think one comment is making anything about 9/11? Let's take a quick look here. Uganda and South Korea, no comment about 9/11. Not surprising we lag behind. Yeah, all the sheeple. Right? You know, nobody's going to notice anything because they're all fucking stupid. 11 countries out of 196? Hardly an exhaustive analyst, you know? I mean, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is exactly how it's done. That's why all media is garbage. All the corporate media, none of them are trustworthy. Not even for a fucking second. These stories are there to program you for 9/11. Come on, you can't make this up. 9 out of 11? And I'm telling you, this is every single stinking day. So, you know, I'm doing this now on the 28th, right, of August. But guess what? Tomorrow there'll be even a ton more. 9 and 11s all over the news, right? And that's how it works. This is how they do it. This is how they mind control you. Strategic Ukraine town under rebel control. 11 reported killed. Bullshit. It's bullshit. You need more than 11. We've got that. Liverpool, right? 11 lobster facts. 11. 11. Time magazine, right? They're all part of the same mind control. They all do this together. They know exactly what they're doing, right? They got the blue lobster, 11 lobster facts. I bet there's a bunch of 9s in that article as well. Football coach who banned his 11-year-old. I mean, I go on forever on these things. Principal whips 11-year-old 5 hours ago. You know, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And that is how they do it. You can't make this shit up. There's not one person that can watch this video and tell me that's not coding 9/11. Nobody can tell. Nobody. If you're writing this below and you're saying you're full of shit and you're fear-mongering, fuck you. All right? Unsubscribe. The TYT is your source. The dumb turds, go to them. They'll tell you what you want to hear, which is fucking gibberish, all right? But here, no, we're not going to take this shit here. All right? This is just fucking bullshit. So you go on and on and on. Of course, it was yesterday, the 27th, right? And this lady Sotloff got on, right? And gave the craziest, you know, it was like her entire body was injected with Botox. She could barely move her mouth or, you know, even, you know, say her lines, you know, and it's ridiculous. Stephen Sotloff, right? And a lot of people go on about this name. What a stupid name. It's one of those fake Jewish names, right, that they throw on people. These people are actors. This is all part of this. You know, Obama says we don't have a strategy yet for fighting ISIS. They'll wait for a plane to smash into a building, and then they'll have their strategy, which will be the police state. And, of course, the enemy is us. It's me. You people are the enemy. We're the enemy of them because we know what they're up to. 11 of the Australia's most interesting spirits. It just goes on, you know. Southwest Airlines lost elderly woman. That's the one I was talking about for 11 hours, right? I mean, it's all these things. 11 stocks to buy. I mean, it's how they do it, right? And look at this. Look at this article, too. This is New York Times. I saw this today, and I immediately, whoa, you know, guess what they're talking about? The dawn of the post-clinic abortion, where you can get your abortions done at home. And, of course... New York Times is one of the major outlets for the New World Order to program your mind. There is 11. Right there. I didn't even know it was in the story because I haven't even looked at the story. I just, as soon as I saw this abortion thing, I was like, well, there's New World Order propaganda, depopulation, Planned Parenthood, Bill Gates, you name it. This is what it's all about, right? So June 20, and look at this. June 2001, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. This is how it works. I really hope a lot of people see this video because I'm realizing now as I'm doing it how important this is. This is extremely important because it shows you how the media is fake. All these stories, fake. They're all, totally engineered to play with your consciousness. That's why they're throwing in 2001. That's why they're throwing in 11 in every story, 9 in every story. I bet you'll find a bunch of 9s and 11s in this story, right? That's how they do it. It's how they do it. So now you're gonna get your abortion in your home. Awesome. The abortion ship. Woohoo! Get on board. Let's kill babies. Awesome. Let's kill them. Right? Of course I'm joking. But that's what happens, right? And of course, Vaca is all over the news. This guy, whether he's fake or real, accidentally killed my 9-year-old, right? 9, 9, 11, 9, 6 were 9, 9, 9. It's all over the place, right? This is it's exactly how they do it. So, all these things are not at all by accident. They are all planned. They are all carried out. They're there to control your mind, right? They're there to take control, to plant these things, to put the fear in your brain, to control you, to program you. That's what 9/11 really is. Beyond the whole, police state and everything else, it's about mind control within your home. The trauma of 9/11. I still got one of these stupid sites going on. Listen, look at this guy here. Fuck you, buddy, and your goddamn bullshit website. The corporate media has to be completely abandoned. I mean, that's what people need to learn. I mean, people need to come to channels like mine, Red Pill Revolution, Press Reset Earth, all the guys that you see that I've got featured. These are the people that are going to go through this stuff, cut through this stuff, and get through the bullshit. But these people, and you want to see another 11? Hey, look at my Google Bell. I'm just kidding about that one. But you never know. They might be knowing, hey, he's doing it right now. Let's put an 11 on his bell. Yeah, I mean, that's how it works, though. I mean, it's all there everywhere. It's all over the place. I looked Sotloff in the Gematria calculator here, too. Found some interesting things. Satan's. Right? Saturn? Hey, guess what? The results by English Gematria. First one that comes up is Saturn. Hey, Red Pill, you'll like that, eh? And then, of course, for the Jewish, hey, it's Saturn again. Hey, Justin Bryant. It's how it works, right? It's all this is the greater mind control. And the only way to break that mind control is to leave the realm, or at least step outside of it to see it for what it is. To understand that as 9/11 approaches, these stories will just explode. Everything will have 11. Everything will have 9 in it. The television commercials, the shows on television, the tragedies that are happening. It's all mind control, fear-based, trauma-based mind control, and everyone's part of it. Liverpool FC, these giant, huge multi-billion-dollar sports teams, right, that are run by psychopaths who attend the Bilderberg meetings. They're all part of it. That's why they put their Illuminati symbols in the games, right, flashing the Eye of Horus and all these things, subliminally, getting in your mind. There's a whole bunch of evil going on in this world, and it really is apparent when you go online and you search the news for these stories. You can't make this shit up. It's everywhere. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I didn't expect it to go on as long as I did. I didn't expect to find all those things. I mean, I probably could have spent hours going through it, right? I mean, there's no end to it. Whether it's India, whether it's Great Britain, whether it's Canada, whether it's the United States, 9/11. It's all over the place, and it's there to program you. Make no mistake about it. Now, some stories might be real. Some of them might even be a coincidence. But no, for the most part, they're stories that have been scripted in order to control your mind. And the reason why they say the 11 best this and 11 ways to do that and 11, and all year long you see 10 this, 10 that, 10, you never see 11. You know why they're doing that. And if they've got their next false flag in the cards, we have to be ready. I mean, we have to be ready to roll with whatever punches they're going to throw at us and to get back right up on our feet quickly and hammer this thing, get it across. They're getting worried. Obviously, they're getting worried. I mean, people like us are dangerous. You know, that's why I get so many threats. That's why I have to be extremely cautious giving out personal information. And you know, I get crazy phone calls. I get all kinds of just craziness. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'm getting a phone call, so I'll let you go. Thank you.